In this video, we're going to show you how to add a user and create a group, both to ImageSIlo, and then also add that user to a project within ImageSIlo. The first step is to go to the administration console. This button is located on the left-hand sidebar of ImageSIlo, and this is where all of the administrative tools are. Now, please note that if you do not have administrative access, you will not see this button. So only people who see this button are considered administrators with a high enough security level to add users or create groups. So we'll go ahead and click this, and that'll pop open the administration. Adding a user is relatively simple within the administrative console, but I like to go a little bit further when I add a user and actually put that user into a security group. That way, when things change or if I add new projects, rather than having to add or change security rights at a user level, I can actually do it at a group level and just apply it to however many personnel are in that group. So the first thing I always do is I start by going to System Users. And here you'll see a list of the current users within the ImageSIlo account. So we'll just go ahead and go up to Add User. And this is where we'll fill out that information about that new user. So we'll just give John Doe a full name, a username. I do like to put email addresses in here just in case that they get into into a high enough position where they're starting to utilize workflow or some of the more advanced features. This will email, setting the email up here, this will email them notifications. Then we always want to give them a password. So I normally like to do something like password or temporary or something that's very simple for them to utilize. The reason being is because there's two options right here that I generally will keep checked when I'm adding a new user. The first of which is actually that the user must change their password. So when they first log in and they use that temporary password that you just set, they're going to be immediately forced to change that to something that's more comfortable to them and something that only they know. I 100% of the time will check this. The second one is that they have the rights to change their password whenever they see fit. I generally don't see many reasons why we wouldn't want to do that. We don't typically recommend sharing a user account between multiple people. So I would say everyone has their own account and they can change their password whenever they want. But you do have those two options. Now, the next four options are administrative options. A system administrator, this ultimately would turn on full control of the ImageSIlo account. So if you check this first box, this user will have access to every project, to every security right. So definitely want to be careful who you add that checkbox to within your organization. If your company does utilize workflow, capture, or eForms, you can give any user the administrative rights to work on that stuff without giving them the full system administration. So once you've made these selections, you go ahead and click Save, and that will actually create a user. Now, I've already created this user, so let's create a second user with that account. So I hit Save, and you can see it added that user in here. The next step, what I always do, is I come back to a system group. Now here I've already got a few system groups that I've set up, but let's go ahead and set up a new one. So we'll just go up to Add Group, and we'll give the group a name. So we can do Demo Group. And what I want to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to find that person that I just created and maybe a few other people that I want to be in this group, and I'm going to move them over as members and click Save. Now, the reason, again, why I like to utilize groups is when we go to assign them to a project, we only have to assign the group. We don't actually have to assign the entire user account. So let's say we wanted to add this group that we just created to the HR project. So we're going to go ahead and expand HR records, and we're going to come down to security access. Now, in security access, it shows me the users or the groups that have rights. And I see that the group that we have obviously isn't in here because we just created it. So let's go ahead and click Add to add a new security right. And we're going to choose who we want to give these rights to. So we just created that demo group. We're going to give them rights. which would cascade and give the John Doe account that we just created rights as well. On the second tab, we choose which rights that we want to let the user have. So I generally find it's good practice to just select all and then go back through and get rid of some of the ones that you don't want them to have. Maybe you want this user to have full functionality, but you don't want them to be able to delete documents. So we can uncheck or check those based on what we're trying to achieve. And we can do the same on field visibility. For whatever reason, let's say that this group doesn't need to see test date or termination date. So we can uncheck those, meaning that anybody that's within that security group, they won't be able to see those fields or even edit those fields. So I click Save, and we hit OK. So we've now successfully added that group of people to this project, and we've added users to that group while also giving it rights. So now when John Doe logs in, he's going to see the HR records project. He's going to see all but 2 fields, and he's going to be able to do anything except for delete. So hopefully that'll help you create users, groups, and add them to projects in the future.